Good day class. So ito na yung ating module 5, Centroids and Centers of Gravity. So in this module, we will deal with centroids, centers of gravity, and centers of mass. The location of the centroid of an area is of great importance in strength of materials. So yung strength of materials, yun yung magiging next subject nyo after this. So it is important na malaman natin kung saan ang centroids and center of gravity ng ating materials. Especially ito ay ginagamit natin sa structural analysis natin. Okay? So, the center of gravity of a flat plate. So the analytical location of the center of gravity is simply an application of the principle of moments, that is, the moment of resultant is equal to the moment sum of its parts. So, in simplest form, para ka lang nagsasummation moment dito, no? Para makuha mo yung location ng ating centroid. Okay? If we have a plate here, and if we want to know kung saan yung centroid niya, with respect to y-axis, so that will be bar x, and with respect to x, that will be bar y. Okay? So, bar x and bar y. So, if with respect to the y-axis, so parang summation of moment lang din, class. So, yung center of gravity, dun nag-aak yung overall weight ng ating plate. Okay? So, weight times yung... So, first, yung with respect to the y-axis muna. So, that will be yung weight times yung bar x natin. So, with respect to the y-axis, so dapat perpendicular. So, yung perpendicular distance niya, that will be bar x. Okay? Is equal to the summation ng ating parts ng ating plate, which is yung W1 times X1 and plus W2 times X2 and so on. Okay? So, para makuha natin yung bar x, so that will be bar x is equal to summation of weight ng parts ng ating plate times yung parts din ng ating mga x over yung overall weight ng ating plate. So, ganun din naman kung sa x-axis. Okay? So, the equations merely state that the moment of a weight W about an axis is equal to the moment sum of its elemental weights. So, summation moment lang yung moment ng ating weight about an axis is equal to moment sum ng elemental weights niya or yung mga parts niya. Okay? So, centroids and areas and centroids of areas and lines. If the material of the plate in figure 6.1 is homogeneous, so the weight W may be expressed as the product of its density Y multiplied by TA, where T is the thickness of the plate and A is the area. So the elemental weight is given by YTA. So if W is equal to YTA and yung small letter na W, yung part niya, is equal to YTA, then W bar X is equal to W1 X1, so and so on. So yung magiging yung weight natin is YTA, so that will be YTA times bar X is equal to YT area 1 times X1 plus YT area 2 times X2. So yung area ang nagbabago dito, class. Yung constant natin is yung Y and then yung thickness. So yung if the material is homogeneous, pag sinabi natin homogeneous, ibig sabihin same yung kanyang density and same din yung kanyang thickness. Okay? So same yung density ng ating material, and if it is a plate, same yung thickness niya. So pwede nating i-cancel yun, yung density and yung thickness. So kapag kinancel natin yung density and thickness, so yung matitira na lang is yung area. Okay? So therefore, canceling out the constant terms y and t, so ang matitira na lang sa ating equation, that will be bar x is equal to summation of AX o area times X over yung overall area ng ating material. Okay? So, ganun din sa ating pagkuha ng ating bar Y. So, gives the method of locating the centroid of an area. So, same lang din kapag line naman yung ating pinag-uusapan. Kasi this is areas and lines. So, kapag line, that will be bar X is equal to summation of L times X over yung overall length ng ating material or ng ating line. Okay? So, ganun din dun sa ating bar Y. So, centroid defined as the point corresponding to the center of gravity of a plate of infinitesimal thickness. Okay? So, the center of gravity refer to the center of weight of actual bodies. Okay? So, ito yung characteristics ng ating centroid. So, the centroid represents the geometric center of a body. So, yung centroid ng material is yun din yung geometric center of a body. Okay? So, the centroid may be located at a point that does not lie on the line or area. So, yung centroid natin class, may possibility na yung centroid is hindi siya mag-exist doon sa kung saan yung line or kung saan yung area. Okay? So, it is not necessary na within the line or within the area yung centroid natin. Okay? The coordinates of centroid is calculated with reference to the chosen axis. So, kinakalculate natin kung yung centroid, meron tayong reference which is yung X and Y axis. And yung reference natin yun, it is nakadepende kung nasaan siya. Pwede siyang nandun sa centroid or it depends dun sa ating problem or dun sa ating figure. Basta yung axis natin, meron tayong pinipiling axis na yun yung magiging reference natin sa pagkuha ng centroids ng ating material. Okay? So, an area can have only one centroid for all positions of the figure. So, in this case, symmetric figures, centroid is located along the axis of symmetry. So, kapag meron tayong symmetric figures, okay, na ibig sabihin yung centroid niya is located mismo doon sa axis of symmetry. Okay? So, centroid of composite areas. So, if a given area can be divided into parts, each centroid of which is known, the moment of the total area will be the sum of the moments of area of its parts. So, if yung material natin, given area, pwede siyang ma-divide into parts para makuha natin. Pag na-divide natin into parts, which yung mga centroid nun is alam natin. So, we can find the centroid using yung the moment, using yung sum of the moment of area of its parts. Okay? Yung parang nagsa-summation moment tayo, class. So, in table 6-6.1, dun sa ating reference book, shows for geometric shapes and yung some properties of angles and channels. So, ito yan. So, centroid of common geometric shape. So, kapag rectangle, class, yung centroid natin, that will be, so yung area ng rectangle natin will be B times D. And yung centroid natin, bar X and bar Y natin will be sa gitna mismo ng ating rectangle. Okay? Yung center ng ating rectangle. Okay? That will be half nung ating base and yung half din nung ating D. Okay? So, for triangle naman, for any triangle, so we have base and yung height ng triangle. So, area that will be 1/2 base times height. And yung ating centroid will be 1/3 times H. Yung magiging bar Y natin. Okay? And yung sa bar X natin, so that will be 0 kasi it is along the along dun sa axis of symmetry nung ating triangle, no? This mismo dito sa gitna, no? So ganun din for sa semicircle, so that will be area natin will be pi r squared over 2 and yung bar x natin will be 0. So class dito pala sa triangle, kaya blanco yung bar x natin. So it depends kung paano yung orientation ng ating triangle. So in this case, yung ating bar x is dito sa may gitna, okay? Gitna ng ating triangle. And yung bar y niya is that it will be 1/3 ng ating h, okay? So dito yung 1/3. Okay? So, ayan, for quarter circle. So nandito, naka-indicate na yung kanyang bar x and bar y. So hanggang segment of arc and semicircular arc. And under spandrel. Okay? And we have the properties ng mga angles and channels natin. So yung mga angles and channels natin, ito yung mga ginagamit din natin sa mga structures natin. Okay? So example for yung sa mga angle bar natin, yun yung ginagamit natin sa trusses, di ba? Sa bubong. And yung C-channels natin, ito rin yung ginagamit natin. Example, yung mga C purlins. So that is considered as C-channel. So and dito yung kanyang mga properties. So dito yung mga sizes and yung area, and naka-indicate dito yung kanyang bar x and bar y. Okay? So let us proceed for problem solving. So for problem number 1, so a slender homogeneous wire of uniform cross section is bent into shape in the figure. So determine the coordinates of its center of gravity. Okay? So meron tayong homogeneous wire dito. Ibig sabihin homogeneous, it is the same yung density, the same all throughout yung kanyang density, yung kanyang cross section. Okay? And determine the coordinates of its center of gravity. So yung center of gravity natin will be with respect dun sa ating y and x axis. So para makuha natin yan, pwede nating i-divide into parts yung ating material, no? As para makuha natin yung center of gravity. Okay? So first is yung line natin. So itong pwede nating hatiin sa tatlo. So meron tayong straight vertical line, and we have the semicircle, and we have the inclined na line dito. Okay? So first is pwede nating i-divide into 3 parts para mas madali nating makuha yung center of gravity niya. Okay? So mas maganda maggawa tayo ng table para makuha natin. Okay? So yung first figure natin will be ito. Second figure will be ito. And third figure will be itong line na to. Okay? So mag-drawing tayo ng figure. So first is yung mas maganda pag i-table natin. Okay? So this will be part. So yung first is yung vertical line. Second is yung semicircle natin. Third is yung inclined line natin. Okay? And kunin natin yung length natin. Okay? So yung formula kasi natin ng pagkuha ng bar x, so that will be yung bar x natin is equal to yung summation ng length times yung x natin over yung overall length ng ating material. And ganon din dun sa ating bar y, that will be summation of length times yung x over yung overall length ng ating material. Okay? So ilagay natin sa table. So ilagay natin dito yung mga length niya. So naka-inches ito, class, no? So that will be inches. So ano yung length ng ating first material? So that will be 6 inches. Okay? And yung sa semicircle natin, so yung radius ng ating semicircle, that will be 4 inch. So yung length ng arc natin, so that will be, tingnan natin sa ating table. So yung semicircular arc, sabi niya dito. So, yung arc or length natin, so that will be pi r. Okay? So, that will be pi r. So, that will be, yung r natin is 4. So, yung length natin will be 4 pi. Okay? And then, yung ating length dito sa pang third material, so that will be 8 inches. Okay? And next, kunin naman natin yung x and y niya. So, x and y. So, first, yung x, centroid ng ating vertical line. So, centroid niya will be dito, di ba? Sa gitna mismo. Okay? So, dito yung centroid ng ating vertical line. Therefore, yung x natin with respect dun sa x-axis, so that will be, yung distance niya will be negative 4. So, dahil 4 din ito. Okay? So, 4 din ito. Dito naman, positive 4. So, yung negative siya kasi nandito siya sa left side nung ating quadrant class. Okay? So, yung x natin, that will be negative 4. Okay? So, gamitin lang natin yung yellow. So, this will be negative 4. And then, yung y natin for the first material, so that will be yung kalahati lang nung line natin, that will be 3. So, this is 3 inches. 3 din yung nasa taas. So, this will be 3. So, positive siya kasi dito siya sa taas. Okay? Above dun sa x-axis. So, for the semicircle naman class, so, pwedeng tingnan na lang natin yung nandun sa ating table. So, for the semicircular arc, yung centroid niya will be along mismo dun sa kanyang, ganito yung orientation ng arc natin. So, coincide siya dun sa ating x axis. Okay? So, yung x natin dito will be, so sabi niya dito, yung bar x will be 2r over pi, and yung bar y is equal to 0. Okay? Pero yung ating orientation ng ating arc doon sa ating given, so nakapahiga siya, okay? Or nakadapa. Okay? So yung magiging centroid ng ating arc will be nandito banda. Okay? So nandito banda. So yung magiging x natin dito will be 0. Okay? So x will be equal to 0 kasi along dun sa y-axis, nag-coincide siya sa y-axis yung ating center of gravity ng ating semicircle. Okay? Kaya 0 yung x natin. Okay? Clear? And for the y naman, so ito, yung distance nito. So this will be, so ano yung sabi niya doon sa ating table? So that will be, ito yung dito kasi bar x yung nandito kasi yung orientation niya. So that will be 2r over pi. Okay? So that will be 2r over pi. Okay? Tama? So 2r over pi. So yung r natin will be 4 inch. So i-substitute lang natin. So that will be, ang lalabas will be 8 over pi. Okay? So, yung bar y natin will be 8 over pi. Okay? And then, for the last material natin, so that will be yung magiging centroid ng ating last material. So, yung gitna lang ng ating line. Okay? So, mahati lang into 2 parts. So, this will be 4 inch and 4 inch din sa kabila. Okay? So, para makuha natin yung bar x natin, so kailangan lang kunin natin yung distance nito from dun sa y-axis. So, that will be, kunin lang natin, we need yung distance. So, yung distance nito will be 4 inch na, no? And kailangan lang natin the distance is ito. Okay? So, this will be equal to So meron tayong given na angle, so that will be 4 yung ating hypotenuse, so that will be cosine yung gagamitin natin. 4 cosine 30 degrees. Okay, so that will be equal to 3.464. So yung x natin will be 4 inch plus 3.464. Okay, so that will be equal to 7.464. Okay, and yung bar y naman natin, so cosine yung ginamit natin kapag x, so that will be sine naman dito yung gagamitin natin para makuha itong distance na to. So that will be 4 sine 30 degrees. Okay, so that will be equal to 2. Okay, therefore yun na mismo yung ating y, bar y. Okay, so that will be, for bar y, that will be 2. Okay, yan. And kunin na natin yung ating L times x. Okay, kunin na natin yung ating L times x. Okay, ito. So i-table natin, idagdag na lang natin dito para mas madali nating ma-compute. Okay, so that will be ix dito, and dito naman will be iy. Okay, so i-resign lang natin to para mas maluwang yung ating magiging table. So for ix, so that will be I times x, that will be 6 times negative 4. So 6 times negative 4. So that will be equal to negative 24. And for ix, dun sa second material, 4 pi times 0, so that will be 0. And next, 8 times 7.464. So that will be equal to 59.712. Okay. And para naman dun sa iy, okay, so that will be I times y, so that will be yung L natin. L to, hindi I pala. Okay, so that will be L times y, so that will be 6 times 3, so that will be 18. And for Ly sa second material, that will be 4 pi times 8 over pi, so that will be equal to 32. And for last material, so that will be L times y, 8 times 2, that will be 16. Okay, and pwede na nating total. Okay, so yung total nung length natin, total length natin will be equal to L is equal to 26.566 inches. Okay, and yung total nung length times x natin will be 35.712. And yung total nung ly natin will be 66. Okay, therefore makukuha na natin yung ating bar x and bar y. Okay, so sabi natin yung bar x is equal to summation nung length times x over yung overall length ng ating material. Okay, so that will be, yung summation ng lx natin is 35.712 over yung overall length natin, that is 26.566. Therefore, bar x natin is equal to 1.34 inch. Okay, so this will be our answer. And for bar y naman, so for bar y is equal to, so ganun din, summation of ly over yung overall length ng ating material, so that will be 66 over 26.566. So bar y is equal to 2.48 inch. Okay, so ganun lang. So next problem na tayo. Locate the centroid of the shaded area shown. So divide the area into regular geometric shapes. Make sure the centroids of the geometric shapes can be identified. So we have this figure. So i-locate natin yung centroid nung shaded part lang na area. Okay? So para makuha natin yung centroid nung ating yung area, yung centroid ng area nito. So sabi niya dito, the area can be divided into 3 parts as shown, with the unshaded triangle as a negative area since it is not part of the shaded area. So yung area natin dito na triangle is magiging negative siya since hindi siya part nung kailangan nating makuhang centroid. Okay? So pwede natin siyang i-divide into 3 parts. So first part is yung triangle dito sa taas. Second part is yung rectangle. Okay? Itong naka-highlight ng red. And third is yung ating triangle, which is magiging negative siya kasi hindi siya part ng ating shaded area. Okay? So alam natin kung ano yung centroid ng triangle and yung rectangle. So madali natin siyang masosolve. Madali nating makukuha yung kanyang centroid. Okay? So ganun lang ulit yung gagawin natin. I-table natin siya, okay, para makuha natin yung kanyang centroid. Okay, so first is yung part. So yung first natin is yung triangle. Okay, second part natin is yung rectangle. Third part natin is yung triangle. Okay, sa baba. So, take note, negative itong triangle natin sa baba kasi unshaded part siya. Okay? And yung, hindi tayo malilito kasi yung reference natin, nandito lang tayo sa first quadrant ng ating X and Y axis. Okay? So, ayan. So, first is yung determine natin yung area. So, area. Yung area ng triangle natin, so that will be, so this is 12 inches, so kalahati lang nun, so this is 6 inches, so 6 inches lang yung matitira doon, so that will be 1/2 times 12 times 6, okay, so yung area natin will be 1/2 times 12 times 12 times 6, so that will be equal to 36. Okay, in yung area ng rectangle natin, that will be 6 times 12, so that will be 72. And yung triangle ulit natin, so that will be 1/2 times yung base natin will be 12. Ganon din, and 6 yung ating height, so same lang din. So, take note, negative ito, okay? So, that will be negative 36. So, yung area natin magiging negative kasi hindi siya kasama sa shaded area, okay? So, yung total ng ating area, so, total. So, yung total ng ating area will be, area is equal to 72, okay? And next, kunin naman natin yung X and Y. Okay? So, yung bar X and Y nung individual figure natin. So, yung centroid nung ating X for the first part. So, yung centroid nito is nandito, di ba? So, this will be 6 plus, so yung 1/3 nung height ng ating triangle, so 1/3 ng 6, okay? So etong distance dito, so this will be 1/3 times 6, so that will be 2. 6 divided by 3, that will be 2. So 6 plus 3 ay 6 plus 2, that will be 8. So yung bar X natin ay yung bar Y pala yung makukuha natin dito, okay? So, ito, yung distance nito. So, this will be bar Y, so that will be 8. So, 8 dito sa bar Y natin. 8. Yung sa bar x natin, 1/3 din ng ating 6. So, dito. Okay. So, ito yung bar x natin. So, this will be 1/3 ng ating so, kapag ganito yung triangle natin, so 1/3 ng ating overall yung height natin dito. Okay? So, this is 12. So, that will be 1/3 over 12. Okay? So, this will be equal to 4. Okay? So, ganun. So, ulitin ko lang, no? So, kapag ito yung triangle natin, no? So, dito yung centroid natin. So, this is 12 inches. This is 6 inches. Okay? So, therefore, itong distance natin dito, that will be 1/3 ng 6. So, kapag dito naman, okay? So, kapag dito naman, so this will be 1/3 ng 12. Okay? So, para mas clear. Okay? Hindi kayo malito. So, kaya 4 yun. So, for the rectangle naman, so yung centroid is nasa gitna lang. No? So, gitna lang yung sentro. So, that will be, yung x natin will be 6. And yung y natin will be, that will be 6 over 2. So, that will be 3. Okay? And for the triangle naman dito, so yung triangle for the x naman is same lang din kasi yung triangle natin is symmetrical siya. So yung x natin same lang din, magiging 6. And yung bar y natin, so dito yung centroid ng ating triangle. So yung bar y natin, that will be 1/3 times yung height niya is 6. So that will be 2. Okay? So this will be 2. Then kunin na natin yung ax niya and yung ay niya. Okay? So that will be ax and ay. So for ax, that will be 36 times 4, that will be 144. And 36 times 8, that will be 288. 72 times 6, so that will be 432. And 72 times 3, that will be 216. And negative 36 times 6, so that will be negative 216. And negative 36 times 2, that will be equal to negative 72. Okay? So, kunin natin yung total niya. So, total AX natin, that will be 360. And for AY, that will be 432. So, makukuha na natin yung kanyang centroid. So, using the formula, so that will be bar X is equal to summation ng AX natin over yung total area. So, that will be equal to 360 over yung total area natin is 72. Therefore, yung bar X natin will be 5 inches. Okay? And for the bar Y naman, bar Y is equal to, ganun din, summation of AY over total area ng figure natin. So, that will be 432 over yung total area, 72. So, bar Y now will be equal to 6 inches. Okay? So, yun yung magiging sagot natin. So, madali lang. Basta alam lang natin yung mga centroid ng ating mga individual parts. And always yung reference natin sa X and Y axis. Okay? So, next problem. So, locate the centroid of the shaded area in the figure created by cutting a semicircle of diameter R from a quarter circle of radius R. Okay? So, meron tayong quarter circle, which is ito. We have quarter circle, and meron tayong semicircle na may diameter siya na r. Okay? Yung diameter ng semicircle natin will be yung radius ng ating quarter circle. So let us locate the centroid. So ang gagawin lang natin dito will be i-divide lang ulit natin into two parts, no? So meron tayong dalawang figure dito that will be yung semicircle and yung quarter circle. Okay? Yung semicircle, i-denote natin to na negative, okay? Kasi hindi siya shaded area. Yung nilolocate lang natin na centroid is yung shaded area, okay? So ganun lang ulit yung gagawin natin. Iti-table ulit natin. So dito yung mga part natin. So first is yung quarter circle natin, okay? So yung quarter circle natin. And then yung semicircle natin, okay? So yung area niya will be yung area ng quarter circle natin. So ano yung area ng quarter circle natin? So that will be area of quarter circle will be 1/4 pi r squared. Okay. So that will be 1/4 pi r squared. Okay. So ulitin natin. So that will be pi over 4 r squared. Okay. And yung area ng ating semicircle, so that will be negative. So i-denote natin as negative yan. So that will be ano yung area ng ating semicircle. So that will be pi r squared over 2. Okay? So yung r natin or yung diameter natin is diameter natin is equal to 2r. Pero dito sa ating problem, yung diameter natin is yung r nung ating quarter circle. So yung mangyayari dyan, that will be ano ulit yung ating area? Pi r squared over 2. Okay? So yung r squared natin nung semicircle natin is d. Okay? So yung r squared, yung d natin is yung r nung ating quarter circle. So yung mangyayari dyan will be, so take note, negative. So that will be pi. So yung r nung semicircle natin will be r over 2. Okay? So r over 2 nung ating quarter circle. Okay? So that will be squared over 2. Okay? So naintindihan? So yung area ng ating semicircle is pi r squared over 2. Yung r squared natin is yung r squared natin is yung r over 2, no? Yung diameter ng ating semicircle is r over 2. Yun yung radius ng ating semicircle. Okay? So negative yan. So i-simplify natin to, will be magiging simplify natin to. So magiging pi, that will be r squared over 4. Then this will be 2. So magmumultiply na lang ito. This will be equal to pi r squared over 8. Okay. So ayusin lang natin. So that will be negative. So negative siya. Negative pi r squared over 8. Okay. So yung magiging total area natin, class, so So, total area natin, ano lang natin to. So, total area. So, pagsamahin lang natin to. So, yung total area natin will be equal to pi r squared over 8 or equal to 0.393 r. Okay? So, pagsamahin lang natin yan, no? Pi r squared. So, yung solution natin is pi over 4 r squared minus pi over 8 r squared. Okay? So, magiging 1/4 minus 1/8 lang ito. No? So, 1/4 minus 1/8. So, that will be equal to, type nyo na lang sa calculator nyo, 1/8 din yung lalabas. Okay. So, the next is kunin naman natin yung x nya. Okay. So, let's get the x and y nung individual parts natin. So, for x nung ating quarter circle, so, tingnan natin doon sa table. We can always see the table. So, that will be, for the x, that will be 4r over 3 pi or 0.424r. Okay, so that will be 4r over 3 pi. So x natin will be 4r over 3 pi. Okay. And for y will be same lang din, 4r over 3 pi. And for the semicircle naman natin, so for the semicircle, nandito banda yung kanyang centroid. Okay. Yung centroid kasi nung ating quarter circle is nandito banda. Okay. Medyo gitna dito banda. So this is 4r over 3 pi. Okay. And for the semicircle, so dito, so yung x-axis natin, x-axis natin, that will be, tingnan na lang natin sa table for the quarter circle. So yung magiging x-axis natin is yung bar y dito sa ating table, no? Kasi yung orientation nito is pahiga. And yung orientation nito is pa-vertical, no? So, yung bar y dito is yun yung magiging bar x dito sa ating semicircle dito sa ating example. Okay? So, that will be 4r over 3 pi din, no? So, yung semicircle natin, no? So, yung magiging radius natin, ito yung radius natin. So, dito banda. So, yung bar x natin, that will be 4r over 3 pi. Okay? Tama? 4r over 3 pi. Pero take note, yung diameter natin dito, ito yung r na gagamitin natin, no? Para iisa lang, no? So, yung r natin, i-divide natin ng 2. Okay? Kasi diameter yung r natin dito. So, that will be 4. So, yung radius natin ng semicircle, that will be r over 2. Okay? Over 3 pi. Okay? So, therefore, yung bar x natin for the semicircle will be 4r over, so 2 times 3, so that will be 6 pi. Okay? So, this will be 4r over 6 pi. Okay? And then, for the bar y natin, so automatically, siyempre, gitna ng ating semicircle. So, that will be r over 2. It will be r over 2. Okay? So, doon na tayo sa ax and ay. Okay? So, for ax, multiply lang natin to. Pi over 4 r squared times 4r over 3 pi. So, you can input na lang ito sa inyong calculator. So, with respect to r. So, that will be, ang lalabas dito will be r cube over 3. Okay? And for the semicircle, so that will be negative pi r squared over 8 times 4r over 6 pi. So, that will be negative r cube over 12. Okay? And for ay, so multiply nyo lang a times y, so that will be r cube then will over 3. And for the semicircle, so that will be negative pi r cube over 16. Okay. So, kunin natin yung total nila. So, let's get the total. So, pag-addin lang natin to or pag-minusin natin. Okay. So, that will be 3r cube over 12. Okay. You can diretso sa calculator. This will be 1/3 minus 1 over 12. Okay. So, ang lalabas dyan will be 3 over 12. Tama ba? So, 1/3 minus 1 over 12 or that will be 3 over 12 or that will be 1/4. Okay. Or this will be 1/4 or i-decimal point na lang natin. So, this will be equal to 0.25 r cube. So, 1/4 is equal to 0.25. Tama. And for r cube, ay for ay, summation of ay, so that will be 1/3 minus so diretso na lang natin sa calculator, so that will be 1/3 minus pi over 16. Okay, so that will be 0.1, so 0.137 so that will be 0.137 r cube. Okay. So, therefore, makukuha na natin yung centroid ng ating shaded part, ng ating area. So, that will be, so for bar x, ganun lang ulit, summation of ax over yung total area. So, that will be, summation of ax will be 0.25 r cube over 0.393 r. So, bar x will be equal to, so, r squared ito. So, this will be r squared. So, magka-cancel yung 2 dito. Ito, magiging 1 na lang. So, r yung matitira. So, that will be 0.636 r. Okay. And for bar y, for bar y, so summation of ay over total area, so that will be ay will be 0.137 r cube over 0.393 r squared. Therefore, yung bar y natin will be 0.349 r. Okay. So, madali lang. Paulit-ulit lang yung ating solution. Basta alam lang natin kumuha ng ating centroid. You can always refer dun sa ating table. Okay? So, next example na tayo. So, a beam has the cross-section shown in the figure. Compute the moment of area of the shaded portion about the horizontal centroidal axis XO of the entire section. Okay? So we have a cross section figure dito. So this is a beam. So compute dun sa moment of area of the shaded portion. So ito yung shaded portion natin. So ang kailangan natin dito is yung bar Y. Okay? Yung bar Y and yung moment area natin. So yung moment area natin is yung moment area natin with respect dun sa XO. Okay? So first, kunin muna natin yung bar Y natin. So for this one, pwede nating i-divide into parts yung ating beam. So we have the first figure, itong rectangle sa taas, and itong vertical na rectangle din, and ito. So we can divide it into 3. Okay? So para makuha natin yung bar Y. So yung bar Y lang ang kukunin natin dito, no? Para makuha natin yung moment of area ng ating shaded portion about dun sa centroidal axis, which is yung XO, no? Which is kailangan natin yung bar Y para makuha natin yung XO natin, kung saan banda. Okay? So we can divide it into parts. So that will be magti-table tayo. That will be first na part natin is yung 6 by 1. So that will be yung 6 inches by 1 inches. Second part natin will be yung 1 inches by 12 inches. Okay? So ito yung first part natin, no? First part, second part, and then yung third part natin. Okay? And then for the third part, so that will be 1 inch. So, yan na lang natin to. So that will be 1 inch. 1 inch times 12 inch. So same lang din yung ito. Okay? So, for area, so that will be 6 times 1, that will be equal to 6, and 1 times 12, so that will be 12, and then 12. So for the total will be 12 plus 12 plus 6, so yung total area natin will be 30. And for the bar Y ng individual parts, so for the first part, so yung gagawin natin is kailangan natin mag-reference kung saan tayo magre-reference. So yung magiging reference natin will be dito sa baba. Okay? So with reference dito. So let's denote this as X. Okay? X-axis. So dahil dun nakatutok yung bar Y natin, di ba? So yung hinahanap natin is ito, no? This is yung bar Y. Okay? So let's tingnan natin yung Y with respect dun sa X ng ating individual parts. Okay? So naturally yung centroid ng ating centroid ng ating material, yung ating beam. So kung meron tayong Y axis dito, so dito siya dadaan. Okay? So yung gitna ng ating first part will be yung gitna ng ating 1 inch. Okay? So that will be 12 inch. So yung distance ng ating centroid. So ayusin lang natin yung drawing natin. So yung distance nito, okay? So that will be 12 inch plus, so 1 inch, kalahati lang ng 1 inch, that will be 1 over 2 inch plus 1 inch. Okay? So that will be equal to 12 plus 1, 13, plus 1 half, that is 0.5. So that will be 13.5. Okay. And for the second material natin, so yung centroid nito is nandito banda, gitna nung kanyang gitna ng rectangle natin. So, ano yung magiging distance natin dito? So, this will be 12 over 2 plus 1. Okay? So, that will be 6 plus 1, that will be 7. Okay? And then, for the last material, so yung centroid nito is nandito banda, gitna. Okay? So, 0.5 lang. Okay? So, that will be 0.5. So, let's proceed dun sa AY natin. So, that will be AY. 6 times 13.5. So, that will be 81. 12 times 7, that will be 84. And 12 times 0.5, that will be 6. And yung total natin will be 171. Okay? So, therefore, makukuha natin yung bar Y natin. So, bar Y natin will be summation of AY over total area. So, that will be 171 over area natin is 30. So, bar Y natin is equal to 5.7 inch. So, 5.7 inch above the base of the cross section. Okay? So, yung bar Y natin is equal to 5.7 inch. Okay? So, yun na yung makukuha na natin yung area ng ating shaded portion. Yung moment of area ng shaded portion about dun sa horizontal axis, XO, of the entire section. So, ito yung horizontal axis natin, no? XO. So, ito yung horizontal axis niya. So, nakuha na natin yung bar Y, that is 5.7. So, for the moment of area, let's denote it as Q. Okay? Moment of area. Moment of area. Area about XO. So, that will be Q is equal to A, yung area ng shaded portion, times yung Y natin. Okay? So, that will be AY. Okay? So, pwede nating i-divide into two parts ulit yung ating shaded part. So, first is yung vertical and itong horizontal. Okay? So, therefore, that will be Q is equal to, so ano yung area ng first natin? That will be 1 inch. So, that will be 5.7 minus 1 inch. So, that will be 4.7. Okay? 4.7 times imo-moment natin siya, so kailangan yung distance, so that will be 4.7 over 2, so yung centroid niya. Okay, so para mas madali nating kuha, so i-drawing natin. So this is 5.7. So, 4.7 yon kasi minus lang natin yung 1 inch and yung gitna nito. So, this is 4.7 over 2. So, multiply natin 4.7 over 2. Okay? Plus, so yung isa naman is that will be 12 times 1. So, that will be 12 times 1 times, so centroid niya ito is gitna din. So, dito yung centroid niya. So, with respect dito sa ating XO, so ito yung XO natin. So, ano yung distance nito? So, that will be 4.7 plus 0.5. Okay? So, that will be 4.7 plus 0.5. 5.2. Okay, so that will be times 5.2. Therefore, our moment of area about dun sa XO natin or Q natin will be Q is equal to 73.445 inch cubic inch. Okay, so that will be our final answer. Okay, next. So, last example. So, locate the centroid of the built-up section shown in the figure. So, refer to the table 6-6.2 on page 199 of your textbook for the properties of the elements. So, we have the built-up section in the figure. So, we have the section. And sabi niya, i-refer lang tayo doon sa ating properties, doon sa ating table 6-6.2. So, andito yung table natin. Okay. Ito yung table natin ng mga angle and C channel. Okay. So, ito. So, ito yung ating reference, no? Properties of angles and channels. So, locate the centroid. So, para ma-locate natin yung centroid, ganoon din ulit yung ating gagawin. I-divide ulit natin siya into parts. Okay? So, let's divide it into parts. So, first is yung so, ilang parts ito? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, we have a 6. Pero pwede nating pagsama-samahin na lang, no? So, meron tayong dalawang 8 by 6 by 1. So, first part will be, so, i-move lang natin ito. So, first part is, meron tayong dalawang 8 by 6 by 1. So, that will be 2 na 8 by 6 by 1. Dalawa siya, no? Para madali na lang natin makukuha yung area at saka yung ating bar X and ating bar Y, okay? So, for sunod is 16 by 1. So, meron tayong isang 16 by 1. So, 16 by 1. So, naka-inch lahat ito, no? And second, meron tayong dalawang 5 by 3 by 1 half. That will be, meron tayong dalawang 5 by 3 by 1 half. And meron tayong C channel na isang 12-20.7 pounds. Okay? So, C channel ito. Okay, class? This is the channel. So, kunin natin yung area muna. So, for the area, nung dalawang 8 by 6 by 1. So, that will be, yung dimension niya, or yung area niya is 13. Okay? So, nandito sa ating table, 8 by 6 by 1 na angle. So, that will be, area is 13. So, dalawang angle yan. So, that will be 13 times 2. So, that will be 26. Okay? Will be 26. And for the 16 by 1, area natin 16 by 1. So, 16 times 1 lang. So, that will be 16. Okay? And next, 5 by 3 by 1 half. So, meron tayong 5 by 3 by 1 half na angle. So, ang area is 3.75 square inch. So, dalawa ulit yan. Kaya, ito times 2 lang natin. So, that will be 7.5. And for the 12 inch, 20.71 pounds na channel. Yung area natin is 6.03. Okay? Therefore, yung total area natin is equal to total area will be 55.53. Okay? Okay? And yung y natin, so yung magiging centroid natin dito, no? Yung magiging bar x natin, so class, yung bar x natin will be equal to 0 kasi symmetrical siya. Okay? Yung bar x natin is 0, no? So ang kukunin na lang natin is yung bar y. Okay? Sa somewhere nandito siya banda, ano? Dito banda, no? So yung bar y natin, so yung magiging reference natin will be dito sa baba. So mas maganda kung dito yung reference natin, okay? So let's denote that at x-axis. So yung bar y natin, ito yung hahanapin natin, no? So this is yung bar y. Yung bar x natin is equal to 0 na, no? Kasi dito mismo siya, symmetrical siya, okay? Kung dito yung ating y-axis, okay? So bar y lang yung hahanapin natin. Kasi yung bar x niya is sigurado dito yan sa gitna kasi symmetrical, same lang siya, no? Yung right and left natin. Okay? So bar y lang yung hanapin natin ngayon. So for bar y, so that will be yung dalawang angle natin na 8 by 6 by 1. So that will be dito mismo, nandito banda yung angle natin, no? Dito banda yung kanyang centroid. So same lang din yan. So ang kailangan lang natin kunin na distance is ito. Okay? Itong distance na to. So yung bar y nung ating 8 by 6 by 1 angle is 1.65, no? So kunin mo na yung 1.65 na yon, no? So kung ganito yung orientation ng angle bar natin, so yung bar y niya is 1.65 dito banda. Ito yung 1.65 niya, no? Y is equal to 1.65. So ganun din dito, no? Dito yung reference ng kanyang axis, no? So ito is 1.65. Okay? So para makuha natin 'yan, so kunin natin yung overall length ng ating overall height ng ating section. So kunin natin tong distance na to. So ano yung pinaka overall distance nito? So that will be 16 by 1, so 16. So dito na lang tayo. That will be 16 inch plus, so yung thickness ng ating C channel. So ano yung thickness ng ating C channel? So 0.28, okay? So yung nasa babang C channels will be 0.28 plus yung ito, no? Yung thickness nito. Okay? Thickness nito. So that will be 0.28. So yung total height ng ating section will be 16.28. Okay? Inches. So that will be yung bar y natin will be 16.28. Bar y natin for dun sa angle, that will be 16.28 minus 1.65. So this will be 16.28 minus 1.65 is equal to 14.63. Okay. And for the 16 by 1, so bar Y niya is nandito sa bandang gitna. Okay. Dito sa bandang gitna. So that will be yung kalahati lang ng 16. So that will be 8, no? 8 plus yung 0.28 na thickness ng channel na sa baba. So that will be equal to 8.28. Okay. And then yung sa C channel naman natin, so yung magiging centroid niya will be din doon sa gitna. Ay, yung ano pa na, yung angle bar pa natin dito sa baba. Okay, yung dalawang 5 by 3 by 1 half. Okay, so for 5 by 3 by 1 half, so yung bar Y natin will be 0.75. Okay, so it is somewhere here, no? Dito banda. So kunin natin yung distance nito. So this is 0.75. So mayroon pang natitira. So that will be 0.75 plus 0.28. Okay? Yung thickness nung C channel. So that will be 0.75 plus 0.28. So is equal to 1.03. And then for the 12-inch C channel, so that will be bar Y. So yung kalahati lang ng 0.28. Okay? Ay hindi yung kalahati ng 0.28. So yung bar X niya is X. Okay? Tama. So dito yon. Kung nakahiga yung ating section, no? Ito yung ating C channel, no? So andito banda yung buong bar Y niya. Okay? So this will be bar Y ng ating C channel. So that is 0.7, no? 0.7. So nandito siya sa table, no? Dito siya sa table. So that will be 0.7. Okay? So meron na tayong area tsaka yung bar Y ng individual parts. So we can compute for the AY. So mag-multiply nyo lang, no? So that will be equal to 380.38. Second 16 by 1, so that will be 132.48. And for the 5 by 3 by 1 half, that will be 7.725. And for the 12 inches C channel, so that will be 4.221. So for the total na AY, that will be 500. So summation AY is equal to 524.806. Therefore, makukuha natin yung bar Y natin, yung centroid ng ating section. So for bar Y, that will be summation of AY over total area. So that will be 524.806 over 55.53. Okay. Therefore, bar Y is equal to 9.45 inches. Okay, this is above the base of the cross section. Okay, so ito yung ating bar Y, 9.45. so this is 9.45. Okay.